Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to the Hypermine modded server. Today is possibly the last episode on this server. So let's take a little tour about what we've done and some of what I've accomplished since the last time we were together. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I know it may come as a surprise, but yet today is possibly the last episode that I am going to be doing on this map. And the reason why is that lately it has been mostly a single player series. Everybody else has pretty much been done with this pack. And so I have wrapped up some of the projects here, and I'm going to show you in a whirlwind tour what we've done since the last time we were together. So last time we were making automated emeralds, and I still hadn't quite finished work on the castle wall. So are you ready? So I showed you a little bit of the design I was going for, and what do you think? What do you think? All right, so we got the ramparts done. Let's just take a quick... Ooh, something's not working right there. Let's go and do this. That was supposed to be a nice little surprise for you. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's good. Then I'll show you. So we got the ramparts done, and it is time to sleep once again. I spent too much time doing my audio check. And, oh, I can't sleep quite yet. So I had told you that we were going to go with the smooth sky stone right there on that, just to break up some of the look and feel a little bit. And you can see what I was kind of hiding right there. And so I've carried this all the way around the entirety of the castle wall. So we can walk in pretty much uninterrupted, an uninterrupted line all the way around the castle walls, which is pretty cool. And let's see if we can sleep now. Yes, okay. So I've also changed up the design slightly. You can see some aspects of it, but let me just point it out for you. I've brought in some forged microblocks right here on these middle pieces, just because it seemed kind of odd that we had an open spot. I didn't really want that. Also, you notice the little potion bubbles around me. I've got strength and regen going because I put in a beacon, and I've moved my journey map waypoint to right there, so it wasn't clogging up my central area in the castle. So let's just take a quick tour about the wall here just to give you an idea. So we can walk uninterrupted. I've got some dark steel ladders here, and they're giving me problems. Okay, probably as a result of my high step boots. So we can just go along here. And even over top our castle rampart building right here, we've got kind of roof going. So yeah, I've carried this all the way around. And, you know, once you've seen that section, you've seen pretty much the whole thing. So I've got all the towers, they've got their own little thing going like that. Kind of, you know, if we had any invaders coming in, they'd have to climb up here and they'd get stuck, and yeah, anyway, they'd have stuff raining down upon them. And yeah, so that's kind of the idea. And over here you can see that we've cleaned up all of the wool that was outlining places that I was going to attempt to build. I built a stable right there. I showed you that last time. I built a stable over here just because we've got a gate there as well. So we need stables on both sides. But overall, I've just taken out everything else, and we're not going to be building any of it. Nope. I did come in and build a fountain right here. So let me know what you think about that. We got some forged microblocks again. I got some carpenter's blocks in there with some lighting. But overall, I kind of like it. Let's see, anything else? Have we had any lightning damage? Doesn't look like it. Over here, I let the cows and mushrooms out. They were sitting in golden lassos in the ME system. I didn't think that was too fair for them, so I made a little place for them where I was going to have the chapel and the cemetery. Instead, I turned it into a little pasture. So we got a pasture on the inside rather than the outside like I'd originally intended. And they are standing on top of these pressure plates, but I've got those set for player only. So let's see, any other things of note? Let's come over here and showcase some of what I've done inside here. I've moved my armor stand right there, and we'll be using this one towards the end of the episode. But you can hear we've got some villagers. I went to a village and grabbed, what are these? These are tinkerers. That was on a what's the word? On a suggestion from one of the viewers back on the Oreberry farm. So I've got some Oreberry trades in here. The main one I wanted, was it this guy? No. This guy? Copper? No, I unlocked one of them. This guy, he had iron. So I filled out my iron Oreberry bush over in my Oreberry farm. So I got rid of all the essence ones. Up here, I've moved my bed. So we've got the bedroom up here. I just wanted to clean up the main courtyard area. So I brought the enchanting table and the disenchanting table up here. And we've got the book duplication set up right here and the Mistcraft stuff anyway. So nothing major. I didn't really explore those mods too much, but we're pretty much done as far as that's concerned. Let's come over here. We've got a little bit to show off in the power storage and generation area. This thing is full. It's a little, yeah, I guess that's full. It's on the border, so I mean it's using a little bit for the ME system, but overall there's not much power usage going on right now. Anything in here? I combined that. That was a couple different, what are these? CPUs. So I combined them together to try and make another thing go a little bit quicker that I will show you as we go into this section right here. Let's go up. Okay, all the way up, up, up. Yep, there we go. So I have completely filled out with the ultimate solar panels. Got a bunch of those. That took a while to get those, and I generated a couple new RF Tools worlds just to get the requirements for that, namely iron block. So instead of trying to do quarries for iron ore and waiting for that to process through, I did an iron block world, and yeah, so there we go. I'm going to do a project that's going to require that, so let's just grab all of that right now. Anything in here to show off? No. Nope. So let's go up, and I will talk to you a little bit about the door. Okay, so we did put in a gate. So you can see that right there, and you're wondering, how in the world do you open this thing? Well, that has to do with some of what we did in our last episode. So last episode was auto emeralds, and we've got a tax to come into Soap's realm, if you will, and that's going to be an emerald. So let's just take an emerald right here. You can see that we've got 18,000. I think we've got plenty. And I've got an item buffer right here. We can put that inside, and there we go. We've got something that does a little checking and then opens the gate. And then a little bit later, after the pulse fully runs out, it closes the gate. Let's take a look at that real quick, and then we'll continue with some more of this tour. I decided to go for Steve's Factory Manager. Imagine that. So we've got a Factory Manager machine going here. Item in. We've got a container here. It's an item buffer from Ender.io, and I've got it painted like that spruce wood, so nobody really knows that it's there. You just kind of have to know to put your item there. I don't know. I couldn't figure out any other way of saying, hey, put your items here. I don't know. If you got some suggestions, it's not like it matters because this is going to be the last episode. So anyway, we've got a trigger. It's going to check every 5 seconds. If we've got an item in our input, we will go to a couple things. One, we're going to take that item out of the input and we're going to put it into the output for items, and that's back into my ender chest. So if other people do happen to visit, they'll have to pay me an emerald and it'll go into my ME system. And we also put out a signal to here. This thing is a pulse extender. It's a comparator decay clock. I didn't know of anything in modded that would do this. Perhaps there is, but I did use some modded stuff in addition to the vanilla thing. So we've got redstone conduit bringing the signal from the redstone emitter on Steve's factory manager, and then we've got a redstone signal taking this. We essentially invert the signal, and it goes up to a series of, what are those? Let's see if we can get it. Oh, it's got redstone in place right now. Those are what's the word? Extension bridges from tinkers of some form. Let's just see. Let's take a look here. I think it's a tinkers of some form. Advanced drawbridge. Yeah. So let's take a look here. Yeah, Tinker's Mech Works. So I've got a bunch of those. I'm using the advanced ones because you can put multiple types of blocks in for your gate or whatever you want to move around. Can we get out? There we go. And so we've got some dark steel bars and spruce wood. There we go. So it's hooked up to a couple of different things. We've got our redstone emitter and Steve's factory manager, and also to get out, pressure plates. And there we go. So you can kind of see it right there. Yeah, advanced drawbridge. All right, so we got another one on the other side. It works the same way. There's an item buffer in there waiting for somebody to put in an emerald. And Bob's your uncle. So let's see, anything outside here? No, not quite yet. So let's take a look at one more thing here at the castle, and then we will begin the rest of the tour. Right here, I made a little bridge to get into the castle keep, mainly to turn off this area. It's still, we still got the door right here, but overall I wanted a more believable method of getting into and out of the castle keep. So we've got a little bridge that is guarded by the ramparts here, and so we can always destroy that if we get some invaders coming in. So there we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the changes. Okay, it's not time to sleep. I think we're done. So what we're going to do now is a little something that I wanted to try. We're going to put an autonomous activator here. Looking at me, does it have power? No power. Let's put some power on it. And we're going to grab some from the private network Power Plus, and we're just going to do nothing there, nothing there. All right, so it should have plenty of power. Who makes that? That's thermal expansion. So I guess some sort of augment would go here. Interesting. So we're going to actually left click, and we're going to put the Wither Skull Getter. And how much? Okay, so we've got plenty of storage now. The reason I'm going to do the Wither Skull Getter, let's take a look at this thing. It's got all the beheading on it, and yeah, it's 100% chance. So we're going to grab some, let's see, let's get the project bag. We'll take this thing here and put everything else in here because I don't want to have to deal with losing my items when I respawn. And nope, baubles, this thing. That, for some reason, you can't put soulbound on the traveler's gloves. So yeah, I think everything else has soulbound, soulbound, soulbound. Soulbound, soulbound, all the soulbound. Yeah, over here. Yep. Okay, you ready? Let's do this. Come on. You know what? Maybe I should take these off. Yeah. Oh no, this armor. It's too good. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so let's respawn. And then... Oh! Alright, so we are back. And the main thing that I wanted was one of these. It's a Headcrumb's skull of me in particular. And... What about this? That's a Minecraft skull. How about this thing? Anything in there? No, nothing's in there. So let's put that back in the project bag. We're going to put all this stuff in the project bag because I want to do this a few more times, but I know I'll probably crash the server again. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just something with modded. So I'm going to do this a few more times, grab a few more of those skulls, and then I will be right back with you. All right, so I've got 4 of these Headcrumbs versions, so I think that's good. So what we're going to do is just pull that, and we will get rid of that, and also take a sneaky screenshot right here. Yep, there we go. Okay. Of the death messages there, and also we're going to do a little sleepy sleep. Now at this point I think the episode's running kind of long, but we've got a few things that we need to do. So what I want to show you also is that I did get into Botania a little bit because I was playing around with something. So I made one of these flowers that makes other material, the living rock and living wood. So yeah, anyway, so I needed that for, I was going to try and do an open crate thing with returning bad items to anybody that comes by, but it never did work out. But I needed to do that so I could get the open crate. So anyway, we've got the Headcrumbs mod, and what I want to do, let's just try this real quick. And you might know what I'm about to do. And where should this be? Maybe it goes up in my living quarters. So we can go up here. I saw Voodoo Beard do this, and I really wanted to try it out. So that's why I pulled out the autonomous activator. Let's do I think a clay. Nope, that's not going to work. How about right here, and then Headcrumbs. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it looks just like me. We're just going to leave that there for posterity's sake. All right, so what we're going to do now is go over to Spawn Village. Just kind of take a tour about and make sure that we are shutting off everything that we need to shut off, because we're going to be good neighbors in case we happen to, I don't know, give out this this map to anybody. I don't know if we will, but let's come over here. There's no tesseract on this, so it's not chunk, and nothing's chunk loaded there, and I'm gonna leave spawn to those that are at spawn. We're getting some loading errors. And then this is the other thing that I wanted to do just for Voodoo Beard's sake. We're going to put a replica of myself right here. Yep, Headcrumbs. Yep, there we go. So it'll be acting like I am coming in and purchasing things from him. So the other thing is I need to show you what kind of where we started. We've been we've been on a pretty good journey across this map, and one of the first things that we did was we came over to this area and we set up shop in a little hidey hole down here. So I'm going to leave a Headcrumbs thing. You can see right there, Soap's original hidey hole. And we've had a lot of fun since then, but I figured it's probably time just to revisit and kind of get an eye for where we've been and how far we've come. So I've learned a lot about modded since then. Let's chuck, there we go. We'll chuck one of those. Down here I had my blaze farm. mining with turtles, and anyway, tons of storage and machines, got that going. And then we found our castle base, and so there we go. So we kind of moved out from there and moved over to the castle. And you know, in the process of doing that, I also learned that OBS is not that bad for recording purposes, and we just saw a lag spike as we came into Spawn Village, and I think that had to do with with all the stuff that's over here. Molten silver, tons of stuff in here. Oh my. What are we doing, folks? We need to drain that thing. But from here, we moved out to the castle base, and so let's go over to the castle base and just one by one, let's turn off the machines. So first things first, over here we had our melon, sugarcane, and pumpkin farm. We're going to turn this thing off like so. And then under here is the cocoa bean farm. And we'll turn this one off as well. Is there... Yeah, I guess there's room. We'll do that. And I lost a bit of the transfer pipe as it is. My bad. Let's try and put that back, shall we? Yeah. All right, so we'll turn that off. We're just kind of shutting down the base, if you will. The other thing we're going to do is put one of these into... Yeah, we'll turn that off. That is the chunk loader. It should be off. It's a personal anchor, I believe. Is that a personal anchor? Or should be a personal anchor. Yeah. So only when I'm logged in is it running. Is there anything over here? Cactus farm. That's not on a tesseract, so we can't really turn that off. I've taken down the fisher, the auto fisher, and the auto chicken cooker is also done. But let's come over here to this area. We've got our tree farm. That was the source of some contention. But let's come to right here. Yes, okay. Still remember. And we'll put something right here. Turn that off, so no more trees. We've got plenty of spruce wood anyway, so we'll close that down. And that means that we can turn off this one as well. And then same thing, we're just going to go all the way through here. Turn that off. That is the fertilizer for the wheat, and I think, can we do that? Yes. Okay, so we can turn off the wheat farm, and if in case anybody wishes to come back through and turn these all back on, I've just left everything intact, so we're just going around taking care of that. And we'll do the same thing on all of the machines. We've got our carrot farm, potato farm over here. Remember doing those. Let's see. Yep, there we go. I'm not going to bother putting the dirt back. So we'll come over here to, I think this is the potato farm. Yeah. Yep, there we go. Any other machines over here? I don't think so. And then nothing right there. We got our squid farm over here. So we can turn that off. And you see the Botania flowers have converted the wood and the rock over. So we'll do that, turn that off, and let's see. We got the personal anchor over to that side. We've got personal anchor there. How about in here? We've got this farm needs to be turned off. So we'll do that. And should be good to go there. Anything down here? No, these automatically will not run if there's no items in place. And then let's come into here. All of those spawners are off. We're also going to turn off our world anchor like so. And then we'll go downstairs to here and turn off our bedrockium. And that should be good to go. We'll just turn off that trigger like so. And there's one more trigger that we can turn off. And so this base becomes a little bit more friendly to the various users that might come through. Let's see, over here. Let's say we get rid of that, and then we'll put that on like so, that on like so, and we'll just turn off all of our items there. And I do have a tesseract hidden back here. I wonder if I can get to it. Let's see, can we get to that? Yes, okay. Yep, so there we go. We're turning off all of our items. Maybe one down here too. Yep. Turn that off. And I do believe that is it. I wonder if we can cause a few wither skeletons to come up. Let's do this, get rid of that, and let's try. Is it going to work? Yep, it's working. We should hear it go. So you can see the wither thing. Okay, so yeah, so we did 10. You can kind of hear those things going. That's rather loud, but I'll take care of that in post-processing. There we go. And let's take a look at the nether stars. We've actually got enough wither skeleton skulls to do 350 of these things, but I'm not going to bother. So all of that, I think, yeah, there's a tesseract hiding back there, but as long as we don't run the machines, we should be fine. And now that we've got our world anchor turned off, we should be good. And then our ME system, we will come back. You know what? Let me turn that world anchor back on for just a moment because I'm going to show you one more place. We're going to go to, let's just get rid of all of this stuff. Project bag, yeah. Like so. But, oh, I didn't need to get rid of that. The levers we might still use. I need to get more venison. And then, yeah, so let's go to the not void library, the deep dark quarry. So I've got some stuff over here I want to collect just in case of, I just want to keep everything together. There we go. So let me go get the, what are the ender quarry markers. They're way out here. I should have brought those special pants that make you go really fast. I got kind of used to those. If you're wondering what these things are, these are Thaumcraft nodes, and I can see them as a result of what I've got on my helmet. It's the Draconic Evolution, or the Awakened helm. It shows the Thaumcraft nodes, which is kind of interesting. They work together like that. So we'll come over here, get the other ender quarry marker, and then we'll take our magnum torch and go home. And that's going to be that. So, yep, that's it for FTB Infinity Evolved. It has been very fun. I have enjoyed this immensely. It's opened my eyes to concepts of modded Minecraft, and yeah, anyway, very thankful to everyone on the server for just giving ideas and helping out when I had questions, and yeah. So anyway, how is this series going to be replaced? Are we going to continue with modded Minecraft? Yes, we will. I'm looking at a couple different mod packs, and so we'll see what we end up getting into, but for now, you can watch for that. I've recorded a fair bit ahead, so we'll have some time to figure out a mod pack that we're going to switch to. But for now, we're going to head back to the castle base. I am going to fly up here. We're going to put away all of our stuff and then we'll turn off the rest of our things here. Let's put away Tesseract, bricks, Magnum torch, all of this, and then we will go turn off the world anchor. Let's do that. And then we'll turn off the ME system. So we'll just we'll put one lever here and then put the rest of this stuff in like so. A little bit of venison for the road, but then all of this is going to go into no, let's see. What else? What should we... We'll have to put that into our ME system. And then these things will also go to the ME system. Traveler's gloves, okay. ME. Then everything else can go into... you know what? I still need this for flight. Let's come over here and we'll put the lever on there, and that is going to shut down our ME system forthwith. Let's take a look at what we ended up getting done and what we didn't do. Lighthouse not done. Never did the harbor beach area or anything like that. We got a fair amount done. Nothing on the second page. Let's see, ramparts are done, crafting area, reactor containment area is done. All the spawners except spider. We ended up not doing that. Never did a slime farm, didn't really need it. But overall, I would say not too bad, okay? Given that modded usually fizzles out before that, I would say that we've done pretty well. So right here, we're going to put... No. Come here. Yeah, okay. So it was going on to my person. We don't want that. We want to put or hang up all of our items here. And then like so, like so, like so, and like so. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. And yeah, so thank you for joining me along this little journey. It's been a lot of fun. If you have some, well, anyway, I've probably, by the time you see this, I've already decided what mod pack we're going to be playing. But anyway, thank you so much for the likes, the comments, the suggestions along the way. Meant a lot, but that's going to be it for FTB Infinity Evolved from Soap the Great. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see ya in the next series. Bye-bye.